FAO, they strive for a better world, for a world where the poorest are given more attention, where the most vulnerable are still at the center of the action.
But not by giving food, but by helping countries and communities to produce their own food.
Empowering people so they will be free from hunger and free from fear.
As an organization, we need to get out of our comfort zone and be able to respond faster to the changing global context.
The countries and the donors, they were there to tell us, guys, wake up, you are not anymore as dynamic as you were.
FAO needs to identify with the changes, not just looking at what has been delivered to the people, but what change those activities brought to the lives of the people.
I feel that it's really sort of the human factor that creates failure or creates successes. Is people being able to work together, strive for the same goal, motivate each other, stand behind each other when there are failures. That's what makes a difference.
We will never be perfect, but we can work towards that direction. We can, try and put in our energies and our passion and humanity. I mean, after all, we are humanitarian actors. We should remember that. Let's stay human.
I can sort of see myself in this farmer, in this woman, in this child.
If you have certain skills and aptitude for facilitation, you're interested in change, you want to learn more about the change process and you want to become an active supporter of this change process, you should think of applying for this workshop.
When I received the good news that I was chosen, for example, an agent of change, I felt very happy because many times with the team, we used to think it would be incredible if we can share some experiences with other people of other emergency units around the world.
The participants work for FAO's Emergency Operations and Rehabilitation Division, known as TCE. A team of more than 1,500 people working in over 60 countries most vulnerable to and affected by crisis.
I'm based in Haiti.
I'm working in Tunisia,
South Sudan,
Armenia,
Bolivia,
Ethiopia,
Afghanistan,
Cambodia. I'm based in Kenya.
Timor-Leste.
I come from Nepal,
Zimbabwe.
Colombia.
We believe in forming a team of people, no matter what your role and function or your duty station, that all share the same understanding of the change process. Being an agent of change, I think, entails a consciousness that you are a leader in your field. No matter what your position or what your role, you need to be a leader. You need to lead change, take responsibility. Take responsibility for the change that you want to happen. It's your responsibility to make it happen, to facilitate that change process.
The question of what is an agent of change has been the key question of the whole workshop. And we were very clear that we don't want to define for them what an agent of change would be, because an agent of change will be different for each of the individuals.
When I first came to the workshop, it wasn't clear what an agent of change is or what is expected of an agent of change.
Of course, if you are left alone and you are told you are an agent of change, now go, and you will be a bit lost.
But through this workshop, step by step, one by one, I get a more clear picture what direction we have to go.
This is an opportunity that we are coming together, exchanging our ideas, our information, putting our heads together, brainstorming and trying to find a roadmap for change, because we discussed the present, major challenges, and what we want in future.
The methodology of this workshop is based on adult learning principles. This means that every single activity we design needs to take into account their previous knowledge, their previous experience. It's up to them to build the process.
This workshop is very different indeed. It has been designed for people that are not going to accept to come to a workshop and be told stuff. It was more what drives you, what you think can drive the organization, what you think can drive the division in particular in the future that you envisage as an individual as well as part of a team.
The workshop was constructed around knowledge, skills, and behavior, 3 key elements needed to transform a strategy from paper to people. The knowledge session focused on the operational strategy.
So, the purpose is to review together what we developed, the TCE operational strategy. What pushed us to develop a plan for the next 4 years. Let's start by looking backwards. I really believe that if you want to understand where you want to go, you need to understand from where you come from.
It was probably the first time that the whole division, which is the largest in FAO, people from the field and from a headquarters came together and started talking about how to move forward.
FAO is the closest agency to the field, to the community, farmer, and field realities.
We're here now in Olokeria village. We're seated under a big tree in the shade. She's gonna visualize this whole idea that the community is not just one entity. A community involves many different individuals, many different opinions, many different sort of worldviews.
The strategy's ultimate aim is to increase the resilience and capacity of countries and communities before, during, and after a crisis. FAO wants to achieve this by bringing decision-making closer to the ground and increasing accountability at all levels.
This role play that she's part of is going to bring out that issue, that in fact there's a lot of different opinions and there's a lot of gender issues. There's a lot of differences between how men and women see things.
As we have progressed through the workshop, it has become more clear that basically as an agent of change, we are responsible for implementing the operational strategy.
Participants also worked hard to increase and refine the skills needed to support the change process.
A large part of the workshop is about them practicing communication skills and facilitation skills.
Starting from yesterday, we've had what are called participant-led discussions.
For example, we had one group presenting on trust building, another group presenting on clusters, another group presenting on disaster risk management, and how can we put in practice certain skills in the future in relationship to change. We're actually presenting in front of a camera.
Seeing how people have flourished and sort of skills and talents have been brought out in individuals that were not apparent at the start. When encouraged, people are very willing to sort of step out of their normal behaviors and take a little bit of a risk towards what they believe in.
Change starts with individual behavior. Senior management must provide the space and support to make it happen.
Our director said, go ahead. We want change, we are hungry for change, go ahead. And the Deputy Director General very clearly said, it's always good to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission.
The first step in changing individual behavior is to make change part of everyday work.
Go and take out every single line that reflects business as usual out.
Change agent to me means having the will, some capacity, the passion to move forward in a better way. And we have to do it better. We have a duty to honor.
I have seen behavior changing. The most resistant people.
You just enter in a real team. And the one that we want to beat here is hunger. And together, we will do it. Now, we have a community, and we will make this change in this area.
He's going to be right.
Thank you.
Today it has been like the biggest moment in the workshop in which they have realized that now it's up to them.
I think there's a mood among the people here that we really want to do something concrete.
The participants are brainstorming and deciding on a plan of action. So now they're planning on a regional basis. Tomorrow they will carry on planning also on an individual basis and by interest groups.
Change can operate in a very simple manner.
Small things that I can do in my everyday life, when I write a project document, when I go out to the field, the way I document the impact.
It's an end to a workshop, but I definitely think that it's a very, very strong beginning, actually.
For me, the most important thing to convey the people that see this documentary is that the change is possible, and the change is in our hands, in our minds, and our hearts.
Even people who weren't at this workshop, they can be agents of change, because at the core of what we are is we're people who believe in what FAO does.
The change should be that FAO is able to transform the life of, say, a returnee from North Sudan, who has come almost barehanded, so that the person is dependent on himself or herself.
So knowing that my efforts are touching the lives and the emotions and the well-being of another human being.
Well, to be very frankly, I'm in love with FAO.
You can't, work the amount of hours we have been working in Haiti if you're not passionate about what you're doing.
I like to see when the land is greener, just makes me happy.